Hello everybody, this pick a card today is going to look at your lessons and your purpose and also some messages from spirit for those of you who identify with being a starseed or a light worker. So before we look at the cards, I just want to say welcome to my channel or welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. I appreciate everybody who stops by and watches these videos. And of course, if you enjoy it, leave me a like, let me know what you thought in the comments, and also hit the subscribe button so that you'll get to see more videos in future. On my channel, I do monthly zodiac readings and also pick a card readings. I do a little short every week for the week ahead, like a collective energy as well. So if that's interesting to you, definitely have a look at my other videos. So let's get on with looking at the cards that we have today. We've got pile 1 here with an agate stone. And we have pile 2 with a carnelian. Pile 3 with a rose quartz. And pile 4 with, I think this is unakite. So as always, have a look at which pile is really calling to you. You can pick by number, you can use the crystals to help you choose. Whichever pile is calling to you, have a look at the timestamps. You'll find them both in the description box and in the comments section. Click on the relevant timestamp and it will take you straight to the reading of your choice. So we will start, of course, with pile 1. In pile 1, you chose that agate stone there. So the first card, we're going to have a look at what your soul gifts are. So, you know, what you've come here to express and share with the world. Okay, and we have here earth pulsing, and this says pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. So spending time in nature may be very important to you. This card tells me that you've got a connection to the earth and the rhythms of the earth and the universe as a whole. You're able to really surrender to the energies of the earth and go with the flow. You may identify as a witch or somebody who works closely with the earth energies. You're probably a very grounded person. This goes very well with the agate stone here because this is a very grounded stone. So this is your natural gifts that you have are definitely working very closely with the natural energies around you. Now for our second card, we're going to have a look at what karma you may have, like what things you may need to heal over your lifetime. And pile 1 for you, we have the messenger. It's a serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. So you may well identify with being a Syrian starseed. With this bringing harmony and balance, this card is a lot about balancing the masculine and feminine energies. We all have those masculine and feminine energies within us. And pile 2, once you learn to balance these within yourself, this is something that you will be able to be an example for or a teacher to others. But you may find it's rather difficult to achieve this because it's coming up as, you know, your karma, what you need to heal. So you may find that there are some difficulties in finding this balance, but I have no doubt that you will absolutely manage to do that if you have not already. It's a general reading, so some of you maybe at the point where you have balanced your karma. Others of you may still be working through this. Okay, so with the next card, we're going to have a look at your life lesson, so what you came here to learn. Okay, so we have Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study and higher learning. So the earth is full of lessons, really, for soul growth. So this is a real general wanting to learn, grow and expand on quite a high level. Now, the earth teaches us a lot about duality, about highs and lows, and things are not always easy, and it's important to remember that while you're learning lessons, you don't always need to be right. You might feel that your path is a hard one at times, because a lot of what you're learning here is the duality of earth, and some difficult lessons come along with that perhaps. Okay, so next we're going to have a look at where you are presently on your path. And that's absolutely beautiful here. We've got you're already doing it. Stop overthinking and keep facing your true north. So you're right on track. You've come a really long way. You've built some steady foundations, and all you need to keep doing now is to move forward and to trust. Trust that you're on the right path, that you're in the right direction, and that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. This card can indicate perhaps feeling that things aren't moving fast enough. If you do find that, or if you struggle from time to time with feeling like things are not progressing as quickly as you would like, this is just the sort of heavier energies of earth perhaps dragging you down. You do find that things take longer to manifest here, longer to come to fruition. It can be frustrating for people who identify as a starseed or a light worker. But if you feel like you're not making enough forward progress, this can often just be your ego comparing you to other people. And it's really important to remember that you walk your own path and you shouldn't compare yourself too much to others around you. Next card is going to show us what your soul is calling you to do. We have soul family, so call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Now, for some of you, you may have already found your soul family, in which case this is a big indication to let them support you, allow them to help you at this time. If you haven't found them yet, then this is a sign to really shine at being your authentic self in order to call them in towards you. But this is a really nice sign that your soul family is not far from you if you haven't found them already. Now, the last three cards that we have are going to show us what your guides want to tell you. Okay, so this is Dwal Cool, I think is how you say it. It says Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. So Dwal Cool, he's a Tibetan Buddhist master, and he helps light workers to follow their path. This card is very much like the You're Already Doing It card that we had come out for you earlier. These both have a very similar message to them. So this reminds us that, you really are where you should be. It also encourages you to look at how far you've come really congratulate yourself for the progress that you've made. You may not always realise how far you've come, so reflecting on that and congratulating yourself can be a really good thing to do. And it reminds you to keep going, just taking things one step at a time. And then we also have the Four of Cups and the King of Swords. So, there is definitely here, there's a sense of you being quite wise and strong within your own mind, but perhaps a tendency to rush things. So again, that taking your time, realising you're in the right path, and just taking things one step at a time instead of trying to rush ahead or comparing yourself to others is definitely very important. That's definitely a message that your guides are emphasising. With the Four of Cups here, I think this really talks about, again, perhaps not always realising how far you've come, not congratulating yourself for just how far you've come and where you're at. Because of course with the Four of Cups, you have somebody not looking at what's available to them. And I think this is a case of you really not looking at your own progress here. You're so focused on what you haven't achieved yet that you're forgetting to congratulate yourself for what you have achieved. So it's coming through quite strongly that your guides really want you to know that you are on track, you are in the right place, you are progressing exactly as you should be, and everything is right on time. So pile one, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. And thank you very much for your time today. I hope to see you again for another reading very soon. Hello there, pile two. So pile two, you had the carnelian stone. Now, the first card that we have for you, we're going to have a look at what your soul gift is. So the things that you've come here to express and share with the world, or your natural talents, abilities. And your first card is the blue flame. So this is spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. Now, this indicates that you may have gone through quite a sudden or a difficult awakening. However, after going through this, you are then able to help others with doing this. You're able to help to awaken others or help them during the time that they are awakening, especially if they're finding it difficult. You're able to help people expand their minds and to see the world or to make sense of it in a different way. You've got a really good understanding of universal energies and how to work with them, and this is something that you're able to share with others. Now the second card is going to show us your karma, what you've come here to heal. We have lost lands, soul memories and gifts, and you've done this before. So here on earth, we're under the veil of forgetfulness. We don't remember anything of our past lives, or usually, or the places that we've come from, or the things that we've done. We kind of lose quite a lot of connection with the spirit realm. And this card is all about remembering the wisdom that your soul carries. It talks about the memories of lost lands, such as Lemuria, Atlantis, and Avalon. You may have had past lives in these places. You may have a strong connection to them. So this kind of forgetting where you have come from may be particularly difficult for you. You might feel very disconnected. You may have a sort of longing for home or missing things that you don't properly recall. This can be really difficult and painful to deal with. However, if you connect with your guides and stay on path, this can help you find some of the lost pieces of your soul and help you to become more whole and bring you a feeling of more connection. It's definitely quite a difficult thing that you're tasked with healing within yourself there. So that feeling of disconnection is a terribly difficult one to deal with, perhaps. Now, the next card out is going to show us your life lessons, so what you came here to learn. We have loosen your grip, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, and let God in. So with this card, this is showing that you could well have gone through depression, anxiety, codependency, or addiction. These are things that you need to learn to overcome or have had to learn to overcome. This really goes quite hand in hand with the other cards in that you may have had a really tough time and felt quite disconnected. You may have felt quite different to other people, and the pain from this is something that will cause you problems or could have caused you problems until it's healed somewhat. Once you learn to relax and trust and, like it says here, let God in or let the universe in, whatever your personal beliefs are, but once you learn to really relax, trust and work with the universe, then this is going to help you feel an awful lot better. But you may go through some really hard times until you learn to do that. So next we're going to have a look at where you're at presently. And we have here the mirror. Now it says who or what is triggering you. So the mirror can be very triggering. It reflects back to us the shadows and the light that we hold within us. You might be in the process of currently healing things and trying to face shadow work and realizing your triggers. Working on these things will really help you in the long run. But again, it can be quite difficult to manage to do this. It can be quite a hard time. So pile 2, I really do get the impression that you've had a lot of heavy, dense energies to work through. But I absolutely promise you that when you come out the other side, things will be so beautiful. You've got a strong, whole connection to yourself and to the universal energies waiting on the other side of all this work. Okay, so the next card is going to show us, if you looked at where you are presently, gosh, sorry pile 2, I had to go and find my notes. I completely forgot my flow there. I couldn't remember what this next card out was going to show us. So what we're looking at here is what your soul is calling you to do. And the card we have here is the transformation. So things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing is coming in. Now, this kind of goes hand in hand with the other cards, showing me that there is a lot of healing that you're required to do during your path. It's also showing you that you're right on track. There's a feeling of not pressuring yourself, but being kind to yourself whilst you heal the things. that need healing, whilst you look at old patterns and wounds. There is a sense with this card that you will look back on this time of healing and be in awe of how far you have come. This really is a sign that you will completely transform during your journey, and you will look back and really be able to celebrate and realise just how far you have come with things. So again, there seems to be quite a lot of pain, difficulty, heavy energies to deal with, but you are currently at a point where you're starting, or you may even be finishing up depending on where you are in your journey, but you're definitely dealing with these energies and working through them, and you come out the other side completely transformed as a person, much happier, much more whole feeling. So if you've come through the other side of these heavy energies, you definitely need to congratulate yourself. If you're still working through them currently, then absolutely be kind to yourself and just know that everything is going to become much better. So the last cards that we have, we're going to have a look at what your guides want you to know right now. We have Diana, focused intention. This says, think about what you desire, set your sights high, and expect the best possible outcome. So Diana, she is the Roman goddess of the moon and of the hunt. She really encourages women to embrace their true power. She promotes equality for all souls. And if you are male, this can be a calling for you to embrace your feminine power. So we all have masculine and feminine energies within us. So even though this is quite a feminine power card, don't feel excluded if you identify as male. It can absolutely apply to you as well. Now, Diana brings with her the message that the universe supports you. There's a lot of support here in healing, which again links in quite nicely with the other cards that we've seen here. There's also a good sense of letting go of things that don't serve you, clearing out old energies in order to let in the new, better energies. You may find yourself not sleeping very well at night, because this card does talk about nighttime being a time where your guides may send you messages that they're not able to bring to you very clearly in the day. There's a very strong indication to meditate and connect with your guides and angels. So if you're not already currently meditating or not meditating very regularly, definitely have a look at doing that a bit more often and really put some effort into connecting with your guides, because they're waiting to help you. And the final two cards, we have the Hierophant and the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is absolutely all about releasing things, releasing old patterns, past wounds, any heavy baggage that we've been carrying with us that is no longer going to serve us, releasing these things and healing from them. And the Hierophant, this really shows a spiritual wisdom. And again, there's this sense that your guides are really wanting to work quite closely with you. I think this is a very important time for you spiritually. I think you're bringing in an awful lot of healing, and your guides are definitely very close by with you, helping you to do this. So pile 2, I really hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you very much for watching. I always appreciate the time that people give to these videos. If you enjoyed it, absolutely leave me a like, or even let me know about it in the comments. And I really hope I see you for another video soon, but that's all we have for you for now. Hi there, pile 3, welcome to your reading. Now the first card we're going to have a look at for you is going to show us what your soul gift is. So it's going to show us what you came here to express and share, or what your natural talents or abilities are. We have We the Hathors, I hope I'm saying that correctly. Deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. So this card is very heavy with motherly love. It's carrying a message to surrender to your femininity. And this shows me that you really understand your place in the web of life. You might have a good understanding of cause and effect. You may use this for spell work or law of attraction, some of you. Some of you may even use this, you may even teach this to others or help other people with these things. You may, with the knowledge that you hold, be sharing it with others on some platform. You really have this good ability to both give and receive unconditional love, and it's a really beautiful gift to be able to share with others, although sometimes this may leave you very open to being taken advantage of. It's really important for you in that case to develop some strong boundaries so that people are not able to take advantage of you. Okay, the next card, we're going to have a look at your karmic wounds, so what you've come here to heal. Okay, we have questioning the veil. And this says questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. So this is all about letting go about the things that are not aligned with you, the things that are just not the best for you. So anything that, hasn't been going great, anything that's not quite right for you, anything that's been difficult, learning to release that. Where the previous card shows you having a lot of very loving energies, it may well hurt you when these are not returned. So learning to let go is definitely one of your biggest difficulties here. And I think that perhaps if people have hurt you, if people have taken advantage of you, that learning to release and let go of these people can be very difficult. I think you have such a beautiful, deep love for others that you may perhaps try to understand and try to help people rather than having the boundaries to say, well, I don't deserve to deal with this. So love is very beautiful. It's an absolutely beautiful thing to be sharing, but it's also important to give yourself the love that you deserve. So that learning to cut ties and let go of things is definitely something that you are going to find quite difficult to do. And the next card out, we're going to have a look at your life lesson, so what you've come here to learn. We have big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. So you may well be a Pleiades starseed. You may resonate with being a Pleiades starseed. Now, this card is all about sort of shaking off what you've been taught and holding new visions for the world. It really feels like your soul here is wishing to learn how to deal with coping with holding higher vibrations in this very physical 3D reality. And once you learn how to do this, it is definitely something that you'll be able to not only hold those higher vibrations and light codes, but you'll be able to help other people to do this as well. I definitely feel like this pile has a gift for teaching perhaps, or at least a lot of sharing of your gifts with others. I feel a lot of you may well have some kind of spiritual business, or at least be known for, be known as the person to go to when you're dealing with anything spiritual. It really feels to me like there is this energy. I think because you're such a loving, giving person, I feel like you would naturally want to help others to grow and learn. And I really feel heavily like many of you in this pile will make some kind of career out of doing that. So the next card we're going to have a look at is where you're at presently. Okay, we have protection, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. So this absolutely is going hand in hand with what I've already said about having boundaries, cutting off things that don't serve you. I think you really are currently in the process of learning how to do this here with this card showing. I think you're learning how to protect your own energy, learning to protect your power, and perhaps realizing that you do have power. Definitely learning boundaries. This card can also indicate some energetic clearing or healing here. So that may be something else that you're learning or doing at the current time. There may be an interest in learning about the chakra systems, how to align them, or learning about some kind of energetic clearing, or working with somebody to bring in some energetic clearing for a lot of you. But there's a definite sense here of learning how to protect your energy, put up some good boundaries, and learning to cut the cords of the things that you don't need around you. So that's definitely very positive. It's showing that, you really are sort of doing the things that you've come here to learn. Okay, so the next card, we're going to have a look at what your soul is calling you to do. We've got inner temple, devotion, and it says tune in to the portal of your heart. So this card tells you that your soul is really yearning for a deeper connection with yourself. There could be a need to connect better with yourself through building up daily practices, things like meditation, journaling, things like this. Anything that you can work into your day-to-day life that's going to allow you to take time for yourself and learn more about your spiritual nature, that's going to be really helpful for you at this time. Your soul is really calling for you to do that at this time. And then the last cards that we have here, we're going to have a look at what your guides want you to know just now. Okay, we have the Holy Spirit. This says, expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally and Spirit has your back. So definitely very well protected here. Now the Holy Spirit, she mediates between illusion and truth and helps us to move beyond the illusion of fear and into a much more love-based energy. This card really encourages you to shine and just really be yourself. Shine with lots of love. And that's exactly what the first card, I think, was telling you to do. To really embrace that very loving energy. And this card is absolutely, again, encouraging you to do that, and it's also promising that some magical things are on the way to you. So I feel like if you have had a rough time of things recently, this is definitely a nice sign that things are about to turn around for you. Spirit definitely has some good things that they're wanting to bring in towards you. We also have here the Six of Cups and the Four of Wands. So there's a lot of joy here. Both the Four of Wands and the Six of Cups can indicate joy. There's a lot of stability with the Four of Wands there. And because of it being wands are a lot to do with spirituality. And this feels like a lot of this joy comes from a deeper relationship with the more spiritual side of yourself. The Six of Cups this can be a lot to do with childhood memories, things to do with the past, but again, it's a very joyful card. A lot of the time, it definitely feels like a joyful card at this moment. And so there's a sense of revisiting the past, that it may be time to, break old patterns that could have been formed long ago, perhaps even in childhood. And in doing that, you're going to bring in some healing. You're going to come to a much better place within yourself spiritually. It's going to allow some really beautiful energies to be coming in towards you. So Spirit is absolutely wanting you to know that they're really wanting to connect with you on a higher, deeper level here. They're wanting to help you to bring in some really loving energies and some healing and some really good fortune coming your way as well, I feel like. So pile 3, that's all we have for you. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. And I hope to see you for another reading soon. Hello pile 4, your pile was the Untitled crystal. Now, the first card we're going to have a look at here for you is going to show us what your soul gift is. So what you've come here to express and share, or perhaps what your natural talents or gifts and abilities are. We have Breath of the Cosmos, My Will to Thy Will, Micromanaging the Universe. So there's a good sense of trusting in life and surrendering to the universe here. This card indicates that you have quite a way of dancing with the universal energies, and is giving me a sense that you might appear very magical, lucky, or kind of otherworldly to other people. You're definitely very in tune with the energies and very able to work with them. This may, for some of you, you may relate to witchcraft, or you may have just felt from a very young age quite a connection with spirit. I definitely feel like you are very tapped in to spirit with this card here. So I think that's what your natural gifts are, is just surrendering to the flow of things and being very connected. And the next card we're going to look at is going to show us some of your karma, so things that you need to heal during this lifetime. We have baby steps. This says action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. Now this card does talk about patience being something that you might struggle with, or you may have difficulty in seeing things through to the end. You might get very frustrated with the slow pace of life. It's because if you identify as a starseed or a light worker, you have quite possibly been living in higher dimensions where things are more easy to materialize. Things don't happen as slowly as they do here on Earth. So the heavier, denser Earth energies might be something that you struggle with from time to time. So this card tells you to take baby steps. Don't worry about the bigger picture, and encourages you that your intuition knows the way. So I think part of your karma, part of what you need to heal, is that learning to take things a little bit slower. I feel like that is going to be very difficult for the majority of you, pile 4. And also trusting your intuition, because we see here with the first card that you are so tuned in, but some of you may have ignored that for quite some time. Or you may have in the past ignored that. So the next card, we're going to have a look at your life lesson, what you came here to learn. Oh, we have cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. So with this card, hey pile 4, there was a little bit of a blip in your reading because I completely ran out of storage. But I've sorted it now, so we're back to continue on with your reading. Sorry if things just had a second blip there for you. So here we are looking at your life lessons, what you came here to learn, and we have here the cracked open. So this is definitely showing me that in order to come into that energy of the first card, where we saw that you're able to, really trust in life, surrender, and really work with the universal energies very well. Before you come into that energy, there is a sense that you have to learn that surrender and learn that trust in the universe. And unfortunately, to get to that point, it looks like you do go through some difficult times. So I feel like the majority of you will have been through some quite painful times. And the lesson here is to learn to not get too weighed down with the density of the world, not let it squash your spirit, not let it dampen your spirit. The idea is here that through pain and sorrow, you can find that energy to make yourself rather than allow yourself to be broken. You are able to become strong through the tough things that you go through. So there may be some very difficult things that you go through, but you will absolutely come out the other side much stronger. Okay, next we're going to have a look at where you're at presently. Dance with life, do something to change your energy. So this is absolutely going hand in hand with the first card, where we can see that naturally you have an ability to dance with the universal energies. This is confirming that again, and it's also showing that currently you're coming into that energy. So I feel like a lot of the difficult things that you may have been through are behind you. And this is showing me that you're coming into your soul gifts. You're learning how to raise your vibration. You're learning how to do what you love and really go with the energy and let things flow. This is definitely a very good sign that you're on track here. Now we're going to have a look at what your soul is calling you to do with this card here. And we have boundaries. It says, where do you need to establish better boundaries? So definitely your soul at this time is wanting you to create some clear boundaries and learn to say no. This is all about recognizing your own needs and learning to take care of yourself, because it's beautiful to take care of other people, but we don't have the energy to properly care for anybody else until we've learned to care for ourselves. And by caring for ourselves, we need to have the power to recognize what is and isn't good for us. We need to have the clear boundaries to say no and to protect our own energy when it's needed. So your soul is definitely calling for you to have some real good, strong boundaries currently. Now, with the last cards that we have here, we're going to have a look at what does Spirit want you to know just now. We have Commander Ashtar. This says call to action, take charge, lead by example, and walk your talk. Now, Ashtar is a multidimensional being. He promotes truth, peace, and harmony between all of the planets. And he's a part of the Great White Brotherhood, which is a congregation of light beings, and they work to bring healing to the world. So this card is really asking you to create the changes that you want to see in the world. And the message here is really that, changing things within yourself is going to create those changes on the outside. You change the inside, it reflects on the outside, and we very much create our own reality. I think that's an important thing that Spirit's wanting you to know right now. And I think they want you to know that you do have the power to create the changes that you want to see. Now, you might sometimes feel that your ego is holding you back a little bit, but this card really encourages you to take the time to connect with the universe and move forward, and to not allow your ego to have that hold on you. think the ego likes to keep us in a safe, comfortable place, and it can be difficult to break away from that. But this card definitely encourages that. There's also a nice message here that you're not alone, and that, you know, the path forward is just one step at a time. It's all you need to worry about is just where you're at now and perhaps the next step ahead. You don't need to see the complete bigger picture. You just need to be very much in the now, in the moment. And I think throughout your pile there is a very good sense of being in the now, in the present moment. Now, the final cards that we have here for you, we have the Empress and the Ace of Swords. Okay, so the Empress, she's very powerful, capable. She's also very beautiful. And I think Spirit is really encouraging you to see this in yourself. Also with the Ace of Swords, that's showing a lot of truth and clarity coming in. And I think this is your guides wanting to share some truth, some clarity with you, and, you know, bring in some new thoughts, open up your mind to new possibilities. I think there's some deeper knowledge or deeper awareness or a deeper connection to Spirit coming towards you, and they're really wanting to bring that into you, and definitely wanting you to know that you are this beautiful Empress. What a nice way to leave your reading there. So pile 4, thank you very much for watching. Do hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and I'll hopefully see you for another video soon. That's all I have for you for now. So bye.